Okay, good morning. Today we are discussing about power system stability. It is coming under the 6th module in your syllabus, and now we are discussing about the first part of this module, which is mainly about steady state stability. So you may be studied about stability in control system in the last semester. So there you may be taken one example, like if we are putting a ball inside a surface like this. So we are putting a ball in this surface and we are applying a force here. What will happen? This small ball may be having some oscillations depending on the force, and after these oscillations it will be coming back to the previous position or some other positions also, but it will be in equilibrium after some disturbance. So you can say this ball is, or this system is a stable system. Why? Because after some disturbances, after some oscillations, this ball is coming back to an equilibrium position. So this concept we are applying to a power system. Then we can say that is power system stability. So if we are considering another surface like this, and we are putting a ball here and applying a force as before, we are applying a force here, what will happen? This ball will easily come out of the surface, or it will never come back to the previous position or an equilibrium position. It is entirely out of the side, so it will not come back to the previous position. So we can say this system is an unstable system, but this system is a stable system. So from this example, we can easily define what is stability. So stability, a system will be stable when it is undergoing some disturbance or oscillations, but it is after these oscillations, after some time, it is coming back to the previous or an equilibrium position. Then we can say that system is stable. If it is not coming back to the previous position, we can say it will be unstable. Okay, now this things we are applying to a power system. So in case of a power system, what is a power system? Basically, power system means it is having three parts. Very basic system is having three parts. One is generation, and then we are having transmission using transmission lines, and now it is connected to a load, or we can say this is distribution side. So these are the three parts. One is generation, and another one is transmission, and another part is distribution. So what generator is doing? To the generator we are applying a mechanical input. You can say it is PS, and it is producing an electrical output. We can say a generator is doing like that. Generator is a system which is an input is a mechanical input and output is electrical output, and this electrical output is required for this load. This load requires electrical power for its if it is a motor, it requires an electrical input for the working. So this electrical output from the generator is transferred to the load. So that load is taking this electrical output as the input. So load requires the electrical power, and the generator is delivering that power. So in between there is a transmission line is just acting as a stage between these two, or it is transferring the power from generator to the motor. We can say load as the motor. So now we are not considering any losses in the system. There may be losses, transmission line losses, mainly transmission line losses are there. We are not considering any losses. Then we can say whatever electrical input required by the load to be given by the generator. Now, how the generator is producing this electrical power? Actually, it is produced from the mechanical input given to that generator, PS. So that is the beginning of the entire process. That is the mechanical input, because this is an energy. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. That means it has to be given. So this mechanical input is the beginning or the source of everything. So generator is the main, or we can say that heart of the power system. That means it is giving everything. It is distributing the power. It is generating the power. Now we can consider that generator. We know that generator is having mainly there is a field winding. So this is synchronous generator. Mainly in a conventional plant we can say there will be synchronous generator. So synchronous generator is having a field winding and a DC supply is given to it, and there is a stator terminal or armature terminal which is connected to the load, or we can say from this we are taking the electrical output PE that required by the motor is taken out from here. So this is rotated with a speed, field is rotated with a speed ns. This is a basic diagram or basic, and we are giving a PS, mechanical input, here to the shaft P. That is why we are calling it as PS, shaft power. So to this system we are giving a mechanical input, and a P is given taken out. So this whatever PE required, that much mechanical power to be given here. That means these two are balanced. So whenever we can consider it like two forces, one force is acting here and one force is given here. So what will be the speed of this rotor? Speed will be ns. Why? That ns will be a balancing of this PS and PE. We can say PS minus PE. PS minus PE. So whenever these are balanced, that means whatever electrical input required, that much mechanical input is given, then this will be rotating with the speed ns only. Whenever there is a change in either in PS or in PE, so how that change is happening? Mainly the change will be in load side. We can say this is the load. There may be load variation. So that load variation means if consider we are having more loads are connected here. More loads are connected here. That means this load also now requires some electrical power. So this PE increases now. At the same instant this PS is not increased. It is remaining same. So this is increased, but this is remaining same. Now what will happen? There is no balance between these two, PS and PE. There was a balance, but now there is no balance. This PE increased, but PS is remaining constant. That means there will be, since there is no balance between these two terms, there will be a difference in this speed. So ns is deciding why we are rotating at ns. If we are rotating this rotor at ns, that means synchronous speed, then only we will be getting an electrical output with a frequency f. We can say if it is 50 Hertz, we require a power output having a frequency of 50 Hertz. Then we should rotate this system with a speed of ns. Then only we will get a frequency with a frequency f. If there is any variation in ns, then there will be a variation in frequency. So that speed is known as actually synchronous speed. That means if we have to get an electrical output with a supply frequency, then at which speed we have to rotate the rotor, that speed is known as synchronous speed. If the rotor is rotating at that speed ns, then that machine is a synchronous machine. So this ns, we have to rotate this ns, but due to this load variations, there is a change in ns. So if this ns is increased or decreased, according to this, frequency is also changed. So that is the main point we have to note. So where the load variation happened, it is in the load side, but where it is affected, actually it is in generator side. So which one we have to analyze? So this ns, this frequency, actually we know that variations are not allowed. That much variations are not allowed. It should be kept in a particular frequency. So with this variation of load, that variation should be, frequency variation should be very less. So we have to analyze whether after this disturbance, whether there will be some speed variations, but it has to coming back, it should come back to the speed ns. That is the point. So what we have to check here, with the load variation, there may be some variation in the speed or frequency, but whether it is coming back to this ns, that is the analysis we are doing here. Whether it is coming back to ns, speed ns. So this analysis is power system stability analysis. So where we are doing the analysis, it is in generator side, because whatever the disturbance happened in the system is mainly affecting the generator. So we are doing all the analysis in the generator side. That is the point we should note first. In the generator side, we are doing the analysis. So now one more point. Actually in this is the rotor, this is the stator. So we can say we are considering one stator axis. Stator axis. This is axis corresponding to stator, and this is rotor axis. And the angle between these two is considered as delta. Delta means that is rotor angle. Here we can say this is rotor angle, or that is similar to the same as power angle. What is power angle? It is actually the angle between E and V. Why this is again the angle between these two means induced EMF is always, that you may be studied, corresponding to the rotation of the rotor. That means if it is rotated with an ns and this is stationary, and then EMF is induced first. So EMF induced due to the variation of flux here. There is a flux produced, main flux, and after that this is if this is connected to the load, then current will flow. If this is connected to the load, when a load is connected here, a current will flow, and a voltage is produced. So this voltage is mainly produced with referred to the stator. That is why we are taking this angle, that angle between E and V. Same angle is taken here also. This is actually angle between E and V is actually delta. Here also we are taking the angle like this, delta. So here this delta. So actually in this system, if there is a disturbance, it is affecting the speed. If the speed is affected, then there may be changes in delta also. So the next point, delta. This is rotor angle. So this is also analyzed here. So what we are analyzing, one is ns or frequency, or delta, rotor angle. So this is also known as, somewhat we will call this like a rotor angle stability, like that. That term will be used. So these things we should remember, or we should know before we are going to the analysis. So the things to be remembered here, mainly the disturbance is coming near to the load or in the transmission lines also. Some fault will be there. Due to that also some disturbance will be there. But the entire analysis will be with reference to the generator, because the speed of the generator or frequency of the generator or rotor angle of the generator is affected. Therefore, the entire analysis will be near to the generator. So now we are going to what is stability. It is the ability to return to normal or stable operation after having been subjected to some form of disturbance. We already discussed this. What is instability? A condition denoting loss of synchronism or falling out of step. That means loss of synchronism means it is coming out of this synchronous speed. It is coming that synchronous. It is not rotating at a synchronous speed after the disturbance. Now, stability characteristics can be analyzed in terms of frequency or speed of the system. Why? We discussed that. Speed reflected in terms of rotor angle delta. Now, this power system stability may be classified into three basic types. One is steady state stability, another one is dynamic stability, and the third one is transient stability. So, what is steady state stability? Stability of the system under conditions of gradual or relatively slow change in load. That means there is change in load, but this change in load is very slow. At 2 points you have to note here, not only slow, but it is gradual and slow. Gradual and very slow change, gradual or slow, and small. That one also you have to use here actually. Gradual, and that change is very small also. That one also you have to add here actually. Change in load is very small. So very small, gradual or slow change is there. Then if the system is stable, then we can say it is steady state stable. Now when this is slow, then the load is assumed to be applied at a rate which is slow. When we are comparing with the natural frequency of oscillation of the major part, that means if it is changing or oscillating with a frequency which is less than the natural frequency of the oscillations. Natural frequency means 50 Hertz frequency. Then we can say that system is that whatever the analysis we are making with when that type of change happening in the system, then we can say that analysis is steady state stability analysis. And if it is stable under that situation, then we can say that system is stable. That means steady state. That's stability is known as steady state stability. Now, what is the difference? So here we have the two major things we have to notice. One is gradual or slow. Change is gradual or slow, and small change. But in transient stability, it is a sudden large increment of load. Just opposite. There this change was very slow or gradual, but it is here very sudden or rapid change. And there the change was very small. Here the change is very large. That means there may be some changes in the load that is very sudden and a very large change of load. In that case, if the system is able to coming back to the equilibrium position, or whatever the power flow happened earlier, without losing the stability, if it is able to transfer the power as before, then that stability is known as transient stability. Now, here how it is happening mainly, this sudden change of load or due to fault also. So, transient stability is mainly happening due to fault. Now, what is dynamic stability? It is similar to the steady state stability. So, there will be slow changes in load as in case of steady state stability. But the major difference is here we are using some fast acting voltage regulators which are capable of changing the flux at a faster rate than that caused by the system in falling out of step. That means due to this fast acting voltage regulators, if there is a change in load, so this is generator and then there is a transmission line and it is connected to the load, there is a change in load. Now there are some voltage regulators. What these voltage regulators are doing there, this is connected to this, it's like happening like a feedback. So this is connected to this field system. Now with this change, this is changing the flux. So this voltage regulator is behaving like a feedback. So if this system is we are implemented here, then it will correct the system very soon, very fast. So that is the difference. Now we will continue the things, remaining things in the next class. Thank you.